Assalamu alaikum, 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Kanooz Ashraf. First, the headlines. Prime Minister reaffirms Pakistan's commitment not to allow any militant group to operate in the country and use its territory for any activity in and abroad. Foreign Office spokesperson informed the diplomatic community in Islamabad today that preliminary investigation has found no linkage of Pakistan with Pulwama incident. China has urged the United States to act cautiously and avoid bypassing the relevant UNSC committee on the issue of listing Masood Azhar. Chinese company Shanghai Electric has evinced keen interest in further expanding its investment portfolio in power sector of Pakistan. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops and their fresh act of state terrorism martyred 4 more youth in Shopia and Kupwara district today. Russia has rejected a call from US President to pull out of Venezuela, saying its actions in the country are lawful and agreed with the legitimate government. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has reiterated Pakistan's commitment not to allow any militant group operate in the country or use its territory for any militant activity within or outside Pakistan. He expressed these views while chairing the first ever meeting of the National Internal Security Committee in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister said implementation of National Action Plan is the foremost priority of the government, as it is reflective of will of the nation and a consensus document agreed upon by all political parties of the country. He said the government is committed to remove all impediments towards implementation of the plan in letter and spirit. Imran Khan said that Pakistan has suffered immensely both in terms of human lives as well as material losses due to the menace of terrorism. As a result of huge sacrifices rendered by the armed forces of Pakistan, intelligence agencies and other law enforcement agencies, we have made significant progress towards combating terrorism and ensuring peace. The Prime Minister stressed upon the need for continued and sustained on-ground efforts towards taking this struggle to a conclusive end. Prime Minister Imran Khan has announced that a major housing project to build 5 million units, mainly for low-income group, will be launched by next month to cope with the shortage of around 10 million houses in the country. Addressing an international housing conference in Islamabad today, he said private sector will be involved in the project. The Prime Minister said, though the achievement of the ambitious target is difficult, but once initiated, the number of houses to be constructed will be increased every year. He said the private sector would support to achieve this gigantic task and the government would merely act as facilitator. The Prime Minister said that the growth of 40 industries is linked with the housing sector and the government desires the youngsters to come up in this project and form new companies. He said under this scheme, the poor would be provided housing finance that was just a dream in the past. Pakistan has said that Indian dossier has failed to prove any link of Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar with the Pulwama incident. At his weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, Foreign Office spokesman Dr. Mohammed Faisal said that a 10-member investigative committee constituted by Pakistan government found no connecting dots that could prove link of any Pakistani, including Masood Azhar, to the Pulwama tragedy. He said only 3 out of 6 parts of the India's 91-page dossier pertain to the Pulwama incident, while 1/3 names of the 90 persons mentioned were mere repetition. The spokesperson said Pakistan, in its reply to dossier, has informed India that it is still ready to cooperate on provision of any actionable evidence that would sustain or clear the threshold of Pakistani courts. On a resolution tabled by the United States in the UN Security Council seeking freezing of Masood Azhar's bank accounts, the spokesman said such listing is a purely technical issue for which the UNSC 1267 Sanctions Committee was the appropriate forum. China has urged the United States to act cautiously on listing of Masood Azhar issue and avoid bypassing the relevant committee of the UN Security Council, as it would only complicate the matter. A Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson, Zhang Shuang, said during his regular briefing in Beijing today that issue of listing of Masood Azhar involved a series of complex factors, and China has also been working to seek a proper solution through dialogue and consensus. Saudi Arabia has appreciated the efforts of Prime Minister Imran Khan for transforming Pakistan and taking it on the path of progress and prosperity. This expression was made by Saudi Culture Minister Prince Badr bin Abdullah at a meeting with Minister for Information and Broadcasting Chaudhry Fawad Hussain in Riyadh. The Saudi Culture Minister said the relationship between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia is time-tested. Chaudhry Fawad Hussain highlighted vision of Prime Minister Imran Khan on culture sector as an essential tool to promote soft image of Pakistan and Muslim Ummah as a whole. Minister for Planning and Development Khosrow Bakhtiar has said there is a huge potential for private and foreign direct investment in the power value chain, including generation, transmission, and distribution. He was talking to a delegation led by the Vice Chief Economist Shanghai Electric Power Mingwei Shi in Islamabad today. The minister said that the government is committed to resolve the issues affecting the viability of power sector. He also highlighted that under CPEC framework, a number of energy projects are being executed and are in the pipeline. Mingwei Shi said Shanghai Electric is interested to further expand its investment portfolio in power sector of Pakistan. This is Radio Pakistan. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in the fresh act of state terrorism martyred 4 youth in Shopia and Kupwara district today. According to Kashmir Media Service, 3 youth were killed by troops during a cordon and search operation in Yarwan area of Shopian district. The martyrs were identified as Sajjad Khande, Aqib Ahmed Dar, and Basharat Ahmed Mir, all residents of Pulwama. The authorities suspended mobile internet in Shopian district following the killing. Indian troops killed another youth during a violent cordon and search operation at Langet area of Kupwara district. The troops during a cordon and search operation also set ablaze a residential house in Tangbal Kujur area of Kulgam district. Meanwhile, one special operation group personnel was injured in an attack at Bagat area of Srinagar city. Russia has rejected a call from US President Donald Trump to pull out of Venezuela. RIA news agency quoted Kremlin as saying today that Russia's actions in Venezuela are lawful and agreed with the legitimate government in Caracas. A team of Russian military specialists had arrived in Venezuela to discuss military cooperation at the request of government in Caracas. This was stated by Venezuelan military attaché in Moscow today. However, he said the team will not take part in military operations in the country. Earlier, US President Donald Trump called on Russia yesterday to pull its troops out of Venezuela, warning that all options are open to make that happen. In Malaysia, the trial of former Prime Minister Najib Razak on corruption charges will start next week after a delay of nearly 2 months. Originally set to begin on 12th of last month, Najib's trial was postponed because of appeals over procedural matters raised in pre-trial hearings. In Thailand, the pro-army Palang Pracharath party has won the general election. This was announced by the country's election commission in Bangkok today. In Somalia, 8 people were killed, dozens others wounded in a car bomb explosion in the capital Mogadishu today. A senior police official said the explosion at a busy road also destroyed 2 restaurants and cars parked in the area. And finally, the weather report. Rain, thunderstorm with dust storm and gusty winds is expected at isolated places in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Islamabad, Upper Punjab, Rawalpindi, Sargodha, Gujranwala, Faisalabad, Lahore Division, Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan during the next 12 hours. Dust raising and gusty winds are likely in Sakkar, Hyderabad, Karachi, Dera Ghazi Khan, Multan, Bahawalpur and Sahiwal divisions. To end the news headlines once again. Prime Minister reaffirms Pakistan's commitment not to allow any militant group to operate in the country and use its territory for any activity in and abroad. Foreign Office spokesperson informed the diplomatic community in Islamabad today that preliminary investigation has found no linkage of Pakistan with Pulwama incident. China has urged the United States to act cautiously and avoid bypassing the relevant UNSC committee on the issue of listing Masood Azhar. Chinese company Shanghai Electric has evinced keen interest in further expanding its investment portfolio in power sector of Pakistan. Those were some of the headlines, and that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.